Böyle bir arenaya ilk defa çıkıyoruz. Türkiye Şampiyonası'ndan biraz hazırlıklı öğrenmiş gibi olduk. Fakat burası bambaşka bir alan olduğunu biliyoruz. Heyecanlıyız. Fakat bu heyecanın bize etkilememesi için elimizden geleni yapacağız. Etkilemeyecektir beni ve takımımı diye düşünüyorum.
Let's go, guys. Welcome to Singapore.
Gentlemen, this is Singapore, guys. Penanganan game
On our way to Shangri-La's Sentosa.
Energy ko ba? Ano na, 2:15 AM.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yoi, drop off coin. Lo tadi turun lagi. Sebab dia kena 2x2 guys. So kena sebutin. Gue nak orang sentral mau kayak guys. Iya kamu tuh ya kan? Wah, податки, wah. Sudah sore sudah податки. Wah, ты видишь это? Wah, itu. Hello guys, this is our second day enjoying the quarantine in the hotel, and we have here some special gift from Monton. Thank you, Monton. A message with our name. Thank you. عزوز في الحركات والله دلع من الجيل هذه هدية مني لك
Saya minta
Baik, Mas.
bayang
E aí pessoal, tudo bem? Estamos aqui hoje no terceiro dia de quarentena. Os meninos estão treinando bastante também. A gente todo dia faz ligação, a gente conversa pelo WhatsApp e tudo. E a gente sabe que está treinando, eles estão gostando bastante.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, ngày thứ ba này, ngày thứ ba my god, bắt cá mà cặp liền thế. Ô mà bắt cá nó tidak ada kulat, PM3, nom, udah top.
Oh guys, jadi sekarang di sini tuh ada peralatan set sendiri, masker, travel adapter. Ini bisa lihat ini semua followers. Yang paling penting sih ini, Razer Hammerhead.
So guys, ngayon, dinner na namin, tatapos na stream namin. Tapos, tingawan namin guys.
Huwag nyo rin kalimutan supportahan yung OnlyFans sa darating na entry. Tsaka yung Blacklist International.
So ini makanan breakfast kita orang guys. Warzone. Aku tak pen ni dia minta maaf tengah buat video.
Jadi ada telur, matanya ada mata sapi, juga tempe. Wah, keren. Ya, aktivitas kita selama karantina ya, kita bangun, terus kita ya mau mandi segala macam, terus makan dan itu kita siangnya sampai sore atau malam kita ada stream ya, tapi ya biasa. Terus yang malamnya itu udah jam bebas buat kita mau stream. Walang birthday call, walang ultian.
Satu putih.
Sabi rapaziada, eu sou o Vinci da BK, vou gravar aqui o segundo de quarentena com o Sindro, unidão ali, uma nossos horários. Acho que o mais difícil aqui é arrumar os horários de dormir, né? Porque a gente acorda de tarde, dorme à noite, fica a madrugada toda sem sono.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Salkilok. Happy birthday to you.
Mai, thank you, Ma.
Terima kasih Mutu, terima kasih apa SNP, terima kasih semua.
Happy birthday de Turnip.
Спасибо, and special thanks to the Montone organization team for bringing me those presents. I don't know what this actually is in English, but I'm sure that this will be definitely very tasty. Speaking the truth, I am now even more motivated to win M3 after all of these presents and after having a birthday in Singapore.
Are you excited to meet another team from other country?
Jangan lupa subscribe guys.
Venus.
Kalau saya nak jumpa Blacklist.
Sembang.
Kalau saya Oniah. Oniah dengan kira-kira. Kira? Kairi kira-kira.
ما شاء الله. هذا طبعا طريق اللي معنا في المجموعة، فيمكن تصير أصحاب نتعرف عليهم، نتكلم وياهم قبل البطولة، نلعب وياهم. وهل عندك بعد مثلا أي كلمة للمشجعين البطولة أو اللي يحبونه؟ يشجعونا في البطولة، إن شاء الله نقدم أداء ومستوى عالي.
Excited nak keluar. Sebab rasa macam dah lama pula ni tak keluar, so rasa excited sikit nak keluar, nak pergi rombe-rombe dalam kawasan hotel ni, nak pergi spa.
Any words to your fans?
Ayun, abangan yung yung laban namin hanggang sa Grand Finals. Ito lang. Abangan nyo lang kami sa
Okay.
Yeah! Let's go.
Who do you think is the most handsome guy in RGSG? I think the good-looking guys are either Baby Cakes or Diablo. Not you ah. You already. RGSG members say you are the most handsome guy in the team. Do you agree?
I think Jason was.
How do you feel to regain your freedom after the quarantine?
Eu estou me sentindo muito bem depois que eu fiquei livre da quarentena. Gostei de ver de novo os meus amigos que estão no Brasil e os jogadores daqui dos outros times.
Today the media day is for me is very good. Very different also, not same like the last 2 years like this. Actually I'm not so M2 so I don't know how is it, but the MC now today the media day for my seat is very good, very perfect.
I'm feeling great. We're just playing like 10 hours per day. A little bit of physical training also.
For my Venus interview, take one.
Este صدى لنا in Solica في استقبال القوة العربية.
Masa you tengok produk punya player keluar dari quarantine, you ada rasa mereka ada apa perbezaan ke apa ke tak?
Sebelum ni tengok orang squad semua stres sebab dulu dalam bilik kan. Training pun stres, betul bila keluar jalan-jalan, suruh orang happy lah. Itu tengok.
Igo, RC, vamos! Kick Squad, Omega! Blacklist, break the rules!
Singapore so far?
Oh, I like Singapore. I like the surroundings, the people. They're very nice kind. And it's very clean in Singapore. No traffic, like, it's very good. I want to stay here though. We went to the shopping mall and Arabic Street. It was a very good experience.
Gue ngerasa Singapura ini salah satu tempat yang cocok lah buat M3 kali ini. Karena emang prokesnya ketat.
Is there any places you guys want to go in Singapore?
I wouldn't mind going to the beach. I'm very new to Singapore, so I don't know many places to visit. But if people can recommend me something.
Первый день после карантина мы погуляли по отелю, некоторые семейцы собрались, сходили в бассейн. Я сидел в номере, отдыхал. Вот. Хочется сходить, погулять по городу, посмотреть всякие места красивые и походы.
Я думаю, что такие места есть, просто нужно о них вначале узнать, потом найти на них время
bisa cuma pegang sudah monster.
Kita orang lepas kuarantin kita orang belum keluar pergi mana-mana lagi lah. Just kita orang jalan-jalan.
Kita nak pergi pulau.
Sabarlah aku nak cakapnya tu. Nanti saya ingat saya nak pergi kat ni Vivo City Vivo City tu. Kalau orang cakap best kat situ saya nak pergi kat situ.
Team or which player that you would like to give the most influence on Indonesia? Kasi sila yung ano namin, sister company on Indonesia, yung on PH company.
This is the MLBB World Championships. M3 starts now.
I'm burning up now, taking higher levels. I'm in a bad spot, trouble to my knees. I need a taste of the known heaven. You got me waiting for you. When chasing trophies, got me ready, don't you worry. I feel the power, I'm the champion. You got me running for the glory. Good to let this go. Burning up now, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going faster, wanna break away. I love the way it feels. It's the adrenaline, we're going all the way. Cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the fire. We don't catch sight when we were young. Never run from the fight, yeah, we come to the top. Never run from the fight, all the way to the top. Never run from the fight, just right to the top. I'm on a rush now, winning, that's my focus. I need some ice, you gotta cool me down. I feel my little fire coming closer. You got me waiting for you. We're chasing trophies, got me ready, don't you worry. I feel the power, I'm the champion. You got me running for the glory. Good to let this go. Burning up now, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going faster, wanna break away. I love the way it feels. It's the adrenaline, we're going all the way. Cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the fire. We don't catch sight when we were young. Never run from the fight, yeah, we come to the top. Never run from the fight, all the way to the top. Never run from the fight, yeah, we rise to the top. Now nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going faster, tearing down the walls. Burning up now, nothing's gonna stop me. Oh baby, please, oh yeah. Love the adrenaline, cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the fire. We don't catch sight when we were young. Never run from the fight, yeah, we come to the top. Never run from the fight, all the way to the top. Never run from the fight, yeah, we rise to the top. waiting for you. When chasing trophies got me ready, don't you worry. I feel the power, I'm the champion. You got me running for the glory. Good, too good to let this go. Burning up now, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going faster, wanna break away. I love the way it feels. It's the adrenaline, we're going all the way. Cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the dark. We don't catch a sight when we were young. Never run from the fight, yeah, we run to the top. Never run from the fight, all the way to the top. Never run from the fight, yeah, we rise to the top. I'm on a rush now, winning, that's my focus. I need some ice, you gotta cool me down. I feel my little brother coming closer. You got me waiting for you. We're chasing trophies, got me ready, don't you worry. I feel the power, I'm the champion. You got me running for the glory. Good to let this go.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans of the game and all esteemed guests.
I'm going faster, wanna break away. I love the way it feels. It's the adrenaline, we're going all the way. Cause we never ever going down. You got me walking through the dark. We don't catch a sight, going faster.
Hoping for the best. As co-owner of Blacklist International, tell us how you and Trike, how proud you are to be representing Philippines and to have Onyx Philippines to have your opponent.
Well, not just me. I mean, everyone here, we're super proud to have Philippines both in the grand finals, and we're really looking forward to a great game. I mean, either one. Again, like earlier, 50-50, hashtag Pilipinas lang malakas. But thank you so much to Moonton for doing this for the whole community. And we're just happy, and hopefully this is the start of many things.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here at our live audience, and to you watching us wherever you are around the world, usually Mara and I will be backstage talking to the players, but today being grand finals, we said no, but we can give you a sneak peek of whatever is happening in the dressing room of Blacklist International, as well as our friends over at Onyx PH. They are all focused right now. Alodia, if you had a message to give to maybe say Onyx PH first, what would you want to say to Onyx PH?
First of all, I want to say thank you so much to Onyx Philippines. When we lost to the lower bracket, they were very supportive. They gave words of encouragement. They were really nice. And I really just wish them to have a great game today. I hope they're in good condition, as well as our team, so that we have great games today.
And of course, your message to your team, Blacklist International. Coach Bon Chan was sitting back there. I know he's trying to pump up his players. What is your message to Blacklist International?
Blacklist International, we are very proud that you got this far. So just do your best, win or lose. We will be here rooting for you guys. And again, all the magic is because of you. We have faith in you guys.
Now, big round of applause, please, for Alodia, the co-owner of Blacklist International. Mara, take us to the opening as I actually escort Alodia off stage number one.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alodia.
Thank you.
Now, on a more serious note, as some of you may know, a typhoon has wreaked havoc in the Philippines. There has been many disasters and has affected a lot of people. Let us take a moment of silence and a silent prayer to give to our Filipino countrymen. We wish everyone in the Philippines well, and we hope for a fast recovery. And now, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. But first, we'd like to thank all our sponsors who's made this possible. Razer, our official gaming here.
Not forgetting our travel partner, Tumi.
Secret Lab, our official gaming chair.
Frank by OCBC, our official payment partner.
Singtel, our official network partner.
And if you're watching us using the app, we say hello to you on MeWatch.
And Facebook Gaming, our global social network partner.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away to your grand finals, best of 7 series, Onyx PH against Blacklist International. Don't go anywhere because here we go!
MLBB is a mobile game. Well, duh. But it is also entertainment, an outlet, a devotion and belief that anywhere and everywhere you can join the fight. A battle where you're not alone. But so do your foes. A chance to unleash your potential. Even if it's someone who doesn't believe in miracles. No stranger to animosity. Everyone has their own stage. But our stage is now. Are you ready for the grand final of M3? No matter where, no matter what you're doing, stop and shine the lights towards us. For this moment, our stage is ready. With or without the limelight, champions are born by rising to the top.
To all my teammates, kay Dex, kay Eson, kay V, kay Wise, kay Oheb, kay Edward, kay Haji. And sa larong to, sa match na to, ibigay na natin ang lahat. As in lahat. Magpakapagod tayo hanggat di na tayo makabangon. Basta huwag niyong kakalimutan na nag-e-enjoy tayo sa larong to. Hindi tayo nandito dahil ina-expect tayo na manalo, ma-dominate, or kumuha ng papremyo. Huwag tayong makalimot kung saan nung hindi pa tayo magkakasama, sobrang nag-e-enjoy tayo mag-rank game hanggang sa nabuo tayong lahat. At ito na yung pagkakataon na please break the code!
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your agents who will be breaking the M3 code! Oh my Venus! Oh Hab! Edward! Haji! Wise! This is Blacklist International! And now let's take a look at our upper bracket dominators on it, PH.
I just want to tell them to have fun. We work a lot for this, and we just need to enjoy the game. No pressure. Fordularski, sobrang bait mo, alam naman ang lahat. And yung tiwala mo sa akin, sa team, sobrang taas. Mahal na mahal mo yung team natin. And kitang-kita yung gutom mo eh. Kasi syempre tatlong runner-up na eh. Eto na ulit tayo, di ba? susubukan na ulit natin kunin yung champion. At tingin ko,
Time is it? It's Sonic time!
Is it indeed Onic time? Baloyski! Kyrie! Tolarski! Margi! Hatred! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Onic PH! Hello to you all over the world after so many days and 91 matches, Mara. We are down to our grand final, best of 7 series, Onic PH against Blacklist International.
In the past week, we witnessed dominance from Onic Philippines, where they trampled through the upper bracket with a clean sheet, proving to the world that they are so far the best.
And for Blacklist International, qualifying through the lower bracket, which surprised many, but they are here. And I dare say this is the battle of who is the better team in the Philippines as well as the best team in the world.
At this point, we will have back-to-back champions from the Philippines, but only one can take home the crown. The question is, who will be the last victor of M3?
Now we have a crowd behind us. Will it be Blacklist International or will it be Onic PH? Raise your signs, raise your jerseys. Your teams can see you. They are waving to you. Mara and myself, we are so excited. I think the hashtag Pilipinas Lang Malakas, it's definitely coming true today.
So everybody watching online, let us know who you're rooting for. Use the hashtag Pilipinas Lang Ang Malakas, and we are just about to get things started.
Exactly. Let's hand you over to our casters who will take you through all 7 games if we do go the distance. Give it up for Marco, Leo, and Wolf. Take it away, gentlemen.
Unfinished business. A promise to be fulfilled. A reunion at the world stage. A showcase of Filipino excellence. This is your grand finals at M3 World Championships. Welcome and mabuhay. At your service, my name is Leo, joined here by Mirko and Wolf. Gentlemen, how goes it?
Man, it is exciting to be here. We've been through so much here at the M3 World Championship, so many crazy upsets, but finally, it's PH against PH. I guess you can kind of say, welcome to MPL Philippines Season 8.5.
Yeah, that's crazy because we now go to Singapore for the rematch, and we actually have a dominant force from the audience, as a lot of Filipinos came up here in Singapore and enjoyed the game. But not only the Filipinos, right? A lot of fans across Southeast Asia, across Singapore, come here to witness history again in the making.
Exactly, well put. The fans here at Suntec are not all just Filipinos. The love for Onic PH, the love for Blacks International comes from everywhere, and we would like to extend our love as well to the locals, the host country here, Singapore, and to the Singapore Tourism Board. When you hashtag a visit Singapore, what new experiences are you looking forward to? Visit at _Singapore, and don't forget the hashtag Passion Made Possible to share what you're looking forward to doing in Singapore. We've run 2 World Championships here. We have made so many esports moments immortal, and tonight we're gonna crown another champion, another Filipino champion.
This is going to be really, really crazy. But again, Onic Philippines and Blacklist International, they're so evenly matched, and the dynamic of both of the styles clashing together is going to make it a very entertaining match, maybe even going the distance.
Well, it has not been just this series, right? It has been a long journey, 9 days of playoffs, followed from 4 days of group stages, a lot of matches. In fact, for Onic Philippines, it was a dominant run coming out from the upper bracket. 12, and they went 9-0. In fact, 12 games total for Onyx Philippines since this group stages for Blacklist International. After their loss against BTK, it was really an arduous task, but they still made it into the finals after 24 games, and they're looking really hot.
You could say Blacklist took the scenic route. They toured the world. They faced off all sorts of opponents, all sorts of champions from all the corners of the world where MLBB is huge. And so far, we've come down to one. From 10 countries, only one stands. And we've learned so many things. These teams have evolved along the way. And here we're going to see them in their prime form.
Absolutely, and this is something we can discuss here. Onyx Philippines in that upper brackets, undefeated, the dominant force, only losing one game as well in the group stage to Onyx ID, their brothers from Indonesia. What does that say here, especially considering that Blacklist, they had a tough time going in, but it's time to take a look at Onyx Philippines.
And is it actually Onyx time? As Hatred, Lilarski, Marky, Kyrie, and Baloyski have been so dominant in the upper bracket. Really showing up with so much strategies, I would say. Although there's a signature banana split that we always see from Onyx Philippines, they still put up some of the crazy strategies, like the Natalia pick, right? Or maybe the Selena pick. And I can't imagine what they can still bring. After just 12 games, I'm still craving for more action from Onyx PH.
It's leaving you thirsty, right? You crave for more. You see their own brand of MLBB. Real quick, another fact, if you guys are joining us just recently, Baloyski went through half a dozen games just playing this Rafaela.
Yeah, it's definitely his signature pick here. But what we need to talk about here in this composition is that they're just so well-rounded. Onyx Philippines, this is a team that can play every style. Sure, banana split, that's their signature style. But
it's crazy to think about that because
this lineup, do you even need them? Sure, Haji, Oheb,
is the specific
number of Philippines. It's interesting that this might be the invented this banana.
Absolutely, they also have their
kill participation, but we know already that Wise is not a stats kind of guy. For sure, in his previous years playing in MPL Season 8, he's always like top KDA, top kills, top GPM, but during MPL Seasons 7 and 8, Wise has evolved into this playmaking kind of player that always goes for the best possible approach to the game, and that really is what makes Blacklist International so effective. There are players who are willing to not take the stats just for the betterment of the team.
And that's what I love about this matchup. There's something for everyone. If you want that mechanical, down-the-wire outplay type of jungler, you look at Kyrie. If you want to look at someone and watch someone who plays the whole map, you watch Wise.
This is what's crazy as well, man. Wise, he used to be in Onyx. Kyrie, he used to be in Blacklist, man.
Exactly.
It's so interesting, but now it's time to take a look at the coaches. Onyx PH, obviously, with Coach Yem. This guy, I spoke to him, we spoke to him. He's such a down-to-earth guy. So cool, but that brain is insane, man. The draft coming in, everyone's been talking about Bonchan. Yes, Bonchan is insane. The drafts have just been perfection, but from Coach Yem, same thing goes for him.
You know, I actually snuck into some of the waiting rooms for both of these teams. As Onyx is just dancing right now with Hatred leading that. I actually saw Onyx Philippines just huddle it out and actually meditate before the game. And this is not something that they have been hiding for quite a long time. Coach Yeb might be probably the Zen master of MPL Season 8, or at least for MPL Philippines, right? Because he's able to just calm down his team and make sure that they're focused this time.
And that's the thing I love about Yeb. We'll talk about Bonchan in just a bit, but Mirko mentioned his brain, his tactical genius, but what I love about the guy is his heart. He has done the comeback of comebacks in all of MPL Philippines at least. I can tell. He's been through such a rough season, and people will not believe him. Look at this. Guys.
Okay.
Yeb, if Onyx PH has been runner-up for so long and they're still here at the world stage, Grand
for personalities from
their best
4-0. The storylines are set, the expectations are set. It's time to get into the drafts.
Oh my god. Just the thought of it just makes me chill, right? If you said it will be a 4-0, I'm pretty sure that would not be the case, right? This is a very close matchup. But then again, if that is actually true, true, that will mean that the 0-13 coach from MPL Season 7 will end up in the world stage with a 13-0 in the upper bracket final, in the upper bracket of the World Championship. That is going to be 8 marksmen, both Beatrix as well as Clint. They are countered by Farsa. Maybe Blacklist International will actually secure that. So I'm only guessing like the free heroes here might be the choice for Blacklist International. It is indeed the Farsa.
Yeah, the Farsa is key to the victory here. Remember how many times this has been picked up. Imagine Blacklist right now, Haji still sitting at an 80% win rate with Haji on that Farsa. On the Philippines though, they have the chance to answer back. Delarski, will he go for that Yuzong? Remember, every time someone picks up a Farsa, the Yuzong is right there, ready to go. It is actually going to be the Matilda first, and on PH, do they want to go for the Esmeralda here or that Yuzong?
They still have the Paquito as well. It's one of their heroes that they really pick up hits at, but it is true. Yeah, Yuzong, a hero that Delarski actually played. I'm not looking at Onyx Philippines actually. They're not the kind of team. And ooh, Hatred, okay.
I think
really
they're
pumped up.
They're already on their way. He's looking over to the other side, and they snuck away. They stole Bohem's Beatrix.
But then again, you still have Clint, right? So, knowing Blacklist International, they will pick that up. They also have the Paquito, and now the Yisun Shin. Ooh, it's a totally different route this time.
Yisun Shin and the Rafaela coming in for the side of Blacklist International. I love this pick already. Yisun Shin has been a very good pick for this team's side. I think sitting still at a very high win rate, maybe possibly still 100% right now.
Yep, and the usage is going to be key to
opening up the map.
Yes, and accomplishing one of their main keys to victory is not allowing the wraparound. You need that vision, you need the Mount Shocker.
Yep. Now, on Philippines, we know them as really assassin users. Definitely for Kyrie, you want to use something like a Lancelot for sure. And you know it's coming. And you know it's coming, and Mirko's really happy about this.
I am happy about this. You know, Lancelot, one of my favorite heroes in the game, especially when I see Kyrie or Albert playing it. And now we're going to get treated once more here. But we have to take a look. Right now, Onyx Philippines, with the Lancelot pick, they take away that Phobius. Very, very good. You do not want to go up against that right now. Blacklist, though, they might just go for the Yuzong ban. Was about to say that, but now Onyx Philippines, do they want to let that Paquito go? It has went through the first phase, but I don't think it's going to survive the second year, especially considering Onyx Philippines, I think they're going to target Edward.
Yeah, they definitely will. Maybe then get something like a Uranus or Clint. Yeah, that's true. The benefit of Onyx Cage is that they will have the last pick. However, this Matilda pick from Onyx Cage almost reveals their hand, and usually you go for something like a Rafaela or a Natalia even, or a Selena pick for Baloyski, although the Selena is banned in this particular draft. What I'm trying to say is, you already know the Baloyski hero, and the Natalia, we're not going to see that at least in the first phase. Now, it's the Barrett's ban, making sure that this Lancelot will have a great game. Onyx PH, as well as Blacklist International, seems to be targeting all of these X-Blade heroes.
Absolutely. Let's see. Blacklist International with the ban right now. What do they want to take away here? With the Barretts, that will actually signify that on the Philippines, they might be open to take the Paquito for themselves. Do Blacklist want to ban it out, or do they want to go for something else here? Let's say the Uranus ban.
Yeah, I think the Uranus would be good.
Or the Lapu-Lapu?
Oh,
they won't. Marquis Harris.
No. I think Blacklist International are thinking that this Beatrix can be played in the mid lane as well, and Onyx Cage have actually played that for Hatred, and guess what? They used it 3 times, they have not lost with it.
Well, Onyx Philippines, they have the chance to pick up the Paquito right now, taking it away from Edward, but no, they pick up the Esmeralda. Again, another very good hero right now that can counter that Matilda. So picking it up for Onyx, it's good. Can dive the back line, can heal, and also very, very sustainable.
You still have Brody and Clint for Blacklist International, but you can also switch it around. Maybe pick up something like an Alice for themselves that they really love for OM, or maybe a Lunox so that they have ways to pierce through this Esmeralda. And Blacklist International are also considering this Uranus, a hero that is unfortunately not countered by the Esmeralda. In fact, some of the players would say that Uranus actually fares well against the Esmeralda.
On a macro sense, because if the Uranus isolates the Esmeralda, then you're winning on the map. The Uranus is basically a dud. The Uranus is a neutralizer. So let's see what Edward's going to be picking up here. They get OM's Clint, and oh, there it is! The dynamics, the relationship we just talked about. Blacklist, they want to counter, they want to neutralize and keep away Delarski on that Esmeralda. But one more pick They need to give something to Marky here. What might it be?
Honestly, I'm really feeling that Lunox. I feel like the Lunox can bring a lot, especially considering that they are going up against a Uranus. They need some sort of burst here. And let's see what it is. No, they will go for Lilia. So I was right about the burst, not about the hero. Lilia picked up for Marky, adding a little bit more sustain as well.
Say for the Uranus, this is a squishy composition for the side of Blacklist International, and they don't have the best sustain as well, apart from the fact that Rafaela has heal. But of course, with the burst of the Lilia, it's almost impossible to out-sustain that. It's almost impossible to rely on your healings. That's probably why they picked it up. The question is, where will it go? Mid lane or gold lane?
Well, it is going to be the question here. Beatrix, very, very dominant laner. If he goes to the mid laner, will dominate that lane. Do they want to put this hero to suffocate the Clint, or just to get that mid pressure so that they can make the split happen in the early stages of the game? That is going to be the question that we need to see answered here in the game.
Between these two teams, it's Onyx who actually likes winning early, and Blacklist who's willing to trade that early game. But ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into the match. Game number 1 upon us. These are the lineups. This is Blacklist International versus Onyx PH. Game 1 in a best of 7 for the World Championship.
I want to hear it. I want to see it. Break the code, or what time is it? Onyx time. But unfortunately, we are going to take a look at the drafts a little bit more. Let's talk about it even more here. I think I'm going to start it off with Blacklist draft, all right? For Blacklist draft itself, it is the typical UPI, I can kind of say, but a little bit different. It's refined here, all right? Because they have the winning side lanes with the Clint. They can get that pressure as well with Edward on that Uranus, but their core mechanic is still going to be that front to back. That's what's going to make them win these games.
Yeah, so the thing that I see coming up from the side of Blacklist International is that they don't have the hard engage we normally see with Haji, for example, in the Grok or maybe on the Cho. There's really not a way to start the fight unless they do it with the Holy Baptism, right?
Yeah, they can only get these catches. They don't have any real call as to where the fights happen. They have no way to pin down anybody from Onyx.
And if you're looking at Onyx Philippines, they can rely on this Matilda to start the fights with them. Curious to see which is the mid laner or the gold laner. Actually, I wasn't able to catch it because it was just a quick glimpse when we paused, but my guess is that they will put the Lilia against this Clint in the gold lane so that they will have a great lane, as Clint is generally a hero that will be a 50-50 matchup against the Beatrix.
Yeah, the side of Clint, it's a trade kind of hero, right? You don't really want to go for these all-ins early on, and same goes for the Lilia. It's going to be really good. Lilia and Clint, this matchup will be heavily favored towards the side of Lilia because of the wave clear and that trade pressure.
Which means you're going to have Oh My Venus visit Clint.
Yes.
We've seen Oeb do this. We've seen him like breeze through the first 5 or 6 minutes, and the next thing you know, he's just chipping away at turrets.
Absolutely. So that's going to be the question here. What do Onyx Philippines want to respond that with, right? Blacklist, they are going to put Venus on that gold lane, just basically babysitting as usual for the Filipino sniper. But for Onyx PH, they have a lot of options here. They can go and try to do the same thing, help out Marky, or they can go to the bottom side as well, help out Delarsky on the Esmeralda. Again, it's a winning lane going up against a Uranus, all right? Yeah. Uranus won't be able to do anything until he hits that level 4. And even then, it's going to be very easy for them to look for dives with the Lancelot and the Matilda.
Maybe if they can abuse that, that will be great, because eventually the Uranus will have a better time macro-wise. And then again, for the side of Onyx Philippines, they want to engage. They can use the Falling Star Mode eventually in the mid-game as well as the late game, and then of course rely on their wave clear for all of those split pushing or for macro mechanics coming up from the side of Onyx Philippines. So this is a very interesting dynamic. Both teams having straight up win conditions, and I think that this is the time where you say it's definitely a 50-50 between these two teams.
It's a spike. They have to be aware of that level 4 spike on the side of Onyx PH, but then Blacklist answers back with a more defensive role, because that's when the Mountain Shocker comes in. That's when they actually have their disengage tools come online. But just the same, you have to consider the Uranus is going to scale up as quickly. Maybe it should try to scale up faster than the Esmeralda, so they can do that neutralization, they can do the isolation play. So yeah, it's all about timing. Onyx time, they definitely want to snowball. Blacklist, let's see how they're going to answer back. Here we go, back into the map.
All right, I gotta say this though, Onyx, they have just been that
catchphrase, that the tag is so catchy, man.
Yeah, I agree.
What time is this, Onyx time? I wouldn't be surprised if they have a watch sponsor later on for MPL Season 9.
Makes me wonder though, as we first saw that with the opening, right? But Baloyski, just some pokes coming out in the mid lane, and we know that Rafael as well as Farsa is so strong when it comes to like poking.
Just as we said it, man. We were talking about this. The Lilia winning that lane matchup. First Blood brought to you by Razor. Wolf, you were saying.
Wow, yeah, it's just all about the pokes, but in top lane, they already have the big poke coming out, but Dilarski.
Oh, a little too deep. Again, it's both teams playing off of different timings. They know that that was the original plan, so they're playing off of their pace. Tempo going over here to Onyx PH, but by a very small margin. Oh, my Venus looking low. Kylie gets hit. Oh, he's going to be dashed through with a puncture. Pinned down with that Bolas, and there you go. Thorn Rose keeping him in.
Again, Onyx Philippines now with the winning lanes, it's going to be really good for them to look for plays on the map, and this is exactly what they need to keep on doing. Look at Dilarski. He's basically taking all the resources, trying to force Wise to be uncomfortable in his own jungle, and Onyx Philippines, they can look for a fight here. Even though Kyrie has lost a lot of HP, they still have the resources, and there you go. Blacklist, they can't contest without the winning lanes.
Yep, 4 members here. Oh, up top, another one! Marky gives away his second death in 2 minutes.
This is insane. We spoke about this matchup, but I didn't expect it to be 2 solo kills in the first 2 minutes, man. This is going to be really good. Onyx Philippines are just going to have to capitalize to this constantly, but Blacklist, they need an answer quick.
No, they're making All My Venus very busy. It's like a very hectic day for All My Venus, as he needed to kind of answer to the turtle fight, which wasn't really reset by Onyx Philippines. And then because of that movement, he didn't have the time to actually help Oheb, and there goes the second kill from Marky into the top lane.
Edward gonna spot him out. Retribution on Kyrie, on point, taking this one. Turtles Lane brought to you by the STB. You boys are right. They're gonna try to overload the Queen, and just because of their sheer mechanics and the damage they're putting on so early, 3 minutes in, they're ahead now by 1K. Let's look at the items.
Well, it's just building up now, and Marky getting the Enchanted Talisman before the 3-minute mark. That is crazy. And to think that he didn't even have the mystery shop. This is such a good scaling hero. Even when it's a mage, it will put up some damage in the late game. Great wave clear. And with Enchanted Talisman, he's going to just spam out all of his skills up top. Make sure that Oheb will not have a good time in the early stages of the game.
The thing is, right now, I feel like Onyx, yes, you said it, overloading the Queen, but they're not just overloading the Queen, they're overloading every single member from the side of Blacklist except for Haji. Wise having trouble in that jungle. Venus going everywhere on the map, forcing something, and even in the 2v1, it's going to be Marky winning out in these trades. This is not good for the side of Blacklist, but again, it is that 7-minute mark that is all about that ultimate bonding experience, alright? When Blacklist gets that power spike, that's when they start to roll again, but they need to be able to stay consistent in the early stages. It won't matter that 7 minutes, yes, it's a power spike, but if Onyx Philippines can just get the huge lead, it won't go to Blacklist at all.
Baloyski got them Spirit Blooms. He's lethal. He feels it. Going cut back through the jungle. Haji. It's interesting how much Onyx PH has rotated and how every time Blacks International might have been a second or two too late, which resulted in this small lead. 20 seconds to the next turtle. Edward getting pinned here by Dilarski and Kyrie falling Star Moon onto that wave. This is a very low kill score game compared to a lot of what we've seen in the playoffs. Right now, look at this. 3 onto Edward. He's looking for refuge. Oh, he's gonna let go of this turret down here. Oh, up top! Marky gets blasted by Haji, maximum range. He's fine.
He's fine. He was able to clear the waves as well, but oh my Venus will go for the reset.
This is the Onyx Philippines special. The banana split once again coming into game number 1. Look at how they're playing the map. They have all these winning lanes. It's going to be hard. Even though Blacklist goes up, Marky, that is why they picked up the Lilia instead of the Luna. So powerful.
Yep, they didn't need the spike. Here we go. Second turtle up already. Edward putting a few stacks onto the 3 members here. Kyrie dashing up through the wall. He's just moving around. There's the Venom strike. Still Kyrie on point. Getting the second turtle of the game while Hatred puts up a lead wall.
Did you see how Kyrie just danced through it, just used the reset, the factor coming out from both the puncture as well as the Phantom Execution, even using the Thorn Rose as an iframe source so that he will not be hit by some of the skill shots of Blacklist International. It's amazing to watch, and they also secured the turtle for that, and Onyx PH really just taking over the map in the first 5 minutes of the game.
That's why they call them the future, man. Onyx Philippines right now, just forcing their gameplay onto Blacklist. 2 more minutes, technically 1 more minute right now to that power spike for the ultimate bonding experience. But at this point, I don't feel like they're going to be able to do anything with that. Onyx Philippines, they can just continually, basically stop the fights from happening based on the pressure they have on the side lanes.
Slowly, something tells me Blacklist may have found the Achilles heel. Maybe by attacking mid, they can actually bear down onto Hatred, but might not be as easy a plan because of how much bottom lane was opened up by Delarski. But look, there's movements up here. They're waiting. Oh, my Venus finds Marky. Circle Eagle. Oh, bye, Baloyski. They let go underneath the turret. They're pinning down Oe, but Venus. Look at Kyrie from the back. Gets stunned by the Holy Baptism. Forward flicker by Hatred. Takes down Oheb. There's another fight on bottom. Delarski taken down by Wise. It's a 1-for-1 trade across the map.
It is, but what we gotta take a look at is the side of Onyx Philippines. The way they get the kills is they translate it to instant objectives, whereas Blacklist, they're struggling to keep up in the objective side of the game. Onyx Philippines, yes, 3-1. The kill board isn't that much, but look at the turrets. 2 turrets, 2 turtles. This is why Onyx Philippines have been able to dominate that gold lane, the pure control of the objectives in the game.
And it's crazy to think that Onyx PH, after, Marky really dancing with them. Yeah, it's crazy to think that Onyx Philippines, after getting a kill up top, they put both Hatred as well as Baloyski back to the mid lane because there was a fresh kill of that and they defended.
Oh, wait, Marky may have bitten off more than he could chew. Edward with the flicker forward Ionic Edge. Hatred punishes him, almost immediately circling Eagle onto Oheb. Not enough damage, brings it down. Kyrie puncturing on through. He's dashing, kills him with a bad of execution. Down goes the Filipino sniper.
It looked like it was going to be bad for Kyrie when he missed that Thorn Road, but on the bottom side, Wise picks up a kill and they are getting some kills on the board. But again, these turrets are going to be crucial. Look at the map. All the tier 1s taken down. Only a 2-kill lead for Onyx, but look at the goal. 2,000 already.
Oh my goodness. And looking at Onyx PH, it kind of feels like they're really putting it too hard, this win condition of shutting down OF. 0-4-1 on the Filipino sniper as Onyx Philippines have taken over this gold lane and might be looking to control this turtle as well.
Oh, charge out the Soul Blooms. There's a Phantom execution still kept in check by Kyrie. It's off of cooldown. They'll put up a wall here. Via damage! And there's the Black Shoes. Marky does not want to bite off more than he could chew. They're blasting Edward. All 3 turtles so far taken by Onyx.
Ooh, did you see that tag team coming up from Onyx PH? They poked Oh My Venus, and that's great, right? Because Onyx Philippines, if they poke Blacklist International, they have to go back. And then afterwards, Marky eventually gets there, again forcing skills out of Oh My Venus. That flicker as well as the Holy Baptism, not available in a turtle fight, meant that it's free for Onyx PH.
But look at that, Wolf. Actually, Kyrie, he didn't go for the, he went for the OR axe, and instantly, guess what the second item is? It's a 100 strike for this Lancelot. Very, very interesting build coming in for Kyrie. That is a snowballing build. He wants to keep it rolling. He wants the kills to keep on coming.
He wants to make like their mascot. He wants to go fast.
Well, wants to go. It might be that he is rushing.
Gets caught. Kyrie stunned. Maybe a little too much. Bad of execution. Iframes on point. The Kyrie killer Kyrie survives.
My goodness. The last time I saw the Hunter Stark was, correct me if I'm wrong, Albert actually played it, Mirko, and
he played that on Paquito, though.
That is, of course, that's one of the builds. But yeah, I did see the Hunter Strike on the Lanza, but it is true, it's dependent on snowballing. And so far on the PH, they're on track for the snowballs, in fact, yeah. But this lead, 2.6k, they should not be comfortable with this, because if you're looking at Blacklist International, there's decent defense on them through this Barca as well as this Clint.
Mount Shocker set up. Blacklist International aware of everyone, and that's going to be Wise. Putting a few beads onto Baloyski up top. Edward getting blasted by Hatred. And in comes Kyrie. Hatred secures a kill.
Yeah, again, Onyx Philippines is so good at splitting up the map, but at this point, look, they are stopping their game. Blacklist, even though you're looking at the kills, yes, it is still favoring Onyx Philippines. They are still the ones with map pressure, but look, that is when Blacklist start to come free here. When those tier 1 turrets get taken down, a lot of teams struggle to get the tier 2s because of how good Blacklist International basically manipulate these waves, go for the team fights, and secure the vision in their own jungle. Usually when tier 1s are taken down, that's when the opposing team can just push in your jungle, but Blacklist, they know how to do this. They know how to open up a map very, very well, and this is exactly what you're seeing from them.
Well, just make sure Onyx PH don't give up your mid lane turret. That's have been their focus. and just Kyrie just baiting through Blacklist International. But then again, it still is very difficult for Onyx PH to kind of push, because if you're looking at their composition, only Hatred can actually hit turrets. Apart from that, they need to go melee against all these turrets.
Maloyski enters a lethal death push, gets caught by a holy baptism. Kyrie dashing on through. He's used his puncture. His Dynamax blast-wise. Haji answers back with a feathered airstrike, taking one out on the way. Oheb trading out via Maloyski 1-for-1 so far. Both teams disengaged.
That's going to be very worth it for the side of Onyx PH. They got the jungler for the roamer. And one thing I wanted to touch on this before that fight came up. It's going to be really easy for Onyx PH in these team fights. Why? Because all they need to do is target Wise, alright? Wise is the only one with kills on the board. It's time to take a look at the replay and look at what they do. Exactly that. Targeting only Wise in these team fights.
You gotta have to look at Haji, the way he used the flicker to get out of the zone of Kyrie. And then Kyrie also trying to outplay Haji with the Thornrose to dodge some of the feathered airstrike. Then gets out of the zone of the feathered airstrike. Such mechanics from, former, I would say, the rivals in the jungler role.
Man, again, you see from the kills, 5 total kills for Blacklist, 3 of them picked up by Wise, alright? So this is going to be the fact of the matter. Onyx Philippines, all they need to do is shut Wise down. Oheb is so behind, he basically does no damage at this point.
I was about to bring that up. This whole time we've left Oheb for what, 5 minutes now? I'm guessing his items must be in point, must have caught up, but Onyx PH, they have a different plan. They're starting up this Lord already. Edward trying to get a visual. Venus poising up this wall here, this bush is dangerous. In goes Marky, eats a few wolves. Look at this from the back line. Why taking down again? Baloyski taking it out. Kyrie falls, and they're still going. They're still deep in. Delarski dancing around Oheb, and that's going to be Edward flickering on out. They're not done. Oheb, he smells blood. He wants to take down Hatred, and they're far too deep in. They disengage. That was an interesting 2-for-2.
What a great 2-for-2. I mean, we know that Blacklist International excels in these kind of clashes, as they really have mastered this Lord fight, and that is what we saw in their series against BTK. They have really bodied BTK in these Lord fights, and so far it has been good. And Onyx, interesting decision to actually go for heroes instead of focusing on the Lord after them starting the Lord themselves.
We need to talk about the win conditions coming in for both of the teams. Onyx PH, look at their heroes. They are ability-based heroes. They are a one and done, alright? They're a hit-and-run composition. Whereas Blacklist, they want these fights to go a long distance, maybe all the way to that final moment. Look at their heroes, 2 Marksmen and Farsa. These are continuous abilities, continuous basic attacks coming in, they always, So Onyx, what they want to do is go for the hard engage to the back line, destroy that back line, and back away, instantly go for the objective, whereas Blacklist, they want to keep on fighting.
Haji's been so good with this hero.
Oh, there we go. They're going to come in. They find one. Edward gets jumped on, circling eagle. And the jump in by Delarski. That's going to be the passion. And the holy healing, saving the rest of Blacklist International. Edward's not done. He wants more. They know that they're going for the Lord. Both teams, they know that they have to do this very, very quickly. Edward putting a few stabs onto the back. They take down Oheb. Kyrie gets a dash in. Trading out for Maloyski. That's a win for Onyx. Mount Shocker making sure that it's safe to disengage. Kyrie still pressuring Edward, and it's a clean go. That's Blacklist back on the map, taking a mid lane tier 1.
Remember what I said, prolonged fights is gonna favor Blacklist International. Onyx PH, with this composition, they need to go for the hard lockdown. If not, Blacklist, look what they're able to do. They get 2 turrets off of a fight that was 1-for-1.
Amazing recovery coming up from Blacklist International, as they did lose an important hero, and that's Oheb. However, we just the decision-making coming up from Blacklist International was just really good, and they disengaged against Onyx PH, healed himself up, get away from the zone of those dominant sides, those anti-heals coming out from Onyx PH, then fight again. And it really looked wonderful for Blacklist International. They want to go for top, though.
Oh, Kyrie just at the nick of time. Phantom Execution out. Mount Shocker, he's not out of the woods just yet. Oh, Blacklist International, they've built up the confidence. I think they're ready. A very, very small gold lead. 800, you can say. That's Blacklist International starting up the Lord. Edward drawing a perimeter. The Enforcer, the Muscle, keeping all the other members of Onyx PH down. Oh, Maloyski put down to his lowest and taken down by Wise. That's a 1-man advantage for the side of Blacklist. Haji, pop in the feathered airstrike. Marky low. Marky as well, flickering on up. No more black shoes here. Oh, they go in. Edward gets slain right before he can take out Marky. That's 1 for 1 so far. Hatred getting blasted here, and there's an Abir's Passion. Wise coming up for the re-engage. That's a jump
Haji's
back.
ult is up.
Haji, he's gonna look for one, blasting him. There's a better effect in the face. Wise secures the kill. It's a 1 for 3 so far, and they take the Lord.
Oh my god, Onyx Philippines, they were so disconnected in that, and the punishment was there for Blacklist International. And unfortunately, Kenny went for the wraparound, did not hit the Phantom Execution onto Haji. That's why Haji was able to just run away and punish him for his transgressions. And Onyx PH have lost so much of their lead. Blacklist International taking the Enhanced Lord, meaning to say they now have map control.
This is the refined Blacklist that we were all talking about back in the BTK matchup. Blacklist, look at how well they're able to play. Onyx Philippines for the first few minutes were the ones pushing their playstyle onto Blacklist, but they did not crack. They waited up until that Ube strat could work. It didn't work in the 7 minutes because they were so behind, but now look at these items, look at these heroes. They finally scaled up through the farming on the cross-map plays, and they are the ones pushing Onyx Philippines to play their way. They have nowhere to go at this point. They can only follow Blacklist tempo.
I put a name to this when we saw it happen against BTK. It was called the rubber banding effect. Blacklist was rubber banding, and they were just waiting, and now this is their game to lose. Look at this, Luminous Lord marching down through bottom. They are setting it up, Feathered Airstrike, blasted on the 4 members of Onyx PH, and they're going to take that inhibitor down bottom. Look at the discipline, catching one, Dilarski with the Holy Baptism. Mid's going to get taken down as well. Ohen takes it, the Filipino sniper. Pew pew!
This is going to be insane right now. Look, the 2,000 gold lead for Onyx Philippines, it felt like it didn't even exist at this point. 4,000 for Blacklist, they're cracking in the base.
Look at this calculated assault. Wise coming in, threatening the passive hit onto Marky, and they're still here. They are not letting go. They know that there's ults on the side of Blast International, and they give full respect. Mount Shocker keeping him in place. They might try to look for a kill here onto Dilarski. He's low, down to a third of his health. Circling Eagle by Polanski into the back line. He's going to get punished by the immortality. Looking for Kyrie, he's looking for heads. There's a better airstrike. Wise goes down. 2 go down, 1 for 1 so far, and Dilarski jumping on. That's going to be another one taken down. Haji from Beloyski, and it's Edward. He's running, he's buying time. Here comes Ohim, and Oh My Venus going to go for the fire back. That's Marky catching a bullet. Beloyski, he's still going to go down. The Filipino sniper gets ahead. Marky pops the black shoes. He's okay. 3-on-3 still inside Onyx PH's base.
This is insane. The prolonged fight once again with Oheb just standing in that back line, and look how this fight is going to go again.
Oh, they're still going. Holy Baptism catches Dilarski, and he's still dancing around, giving him shields and taking down the Queen. Popping Immortality and the Nibiru's Passion. Point blank, Marky secures the kill. Edward and Oheb may have overstayed their welcome. They disengage. There's a heal from Edward. He's still pushing his luck. He's still going. Dilarski gonna dance around. Both of them still have immortalities. We get a reset.
18 minutes in, and what a game do we have on our hands. Look at the scoreboard, dead even, 13-14, 2,000 gold lead though for the side of Blacklist. Now what Onyx needs to do is, again, target that back line. It's very easy to say, it's very hard to do considering the front line and the peel from the side of Blacklist. Look at the items right now, what can you see?
Oh, well, I can see that there is Wind of Transient on side of Hatred, and they freshly picked up Wind of Nature for both Wise and Hatred. This was fresh off of Wise, and this is perfect against Hatred as well as Kyrie. As we can see that Kyrie really would like to go for Wise all the time.
Goes in, Circling Eagle on to Wise. A false engage. Dilarski goes back with the Falling Star Moon. Edward pushing them back.
Oh, this is Onyx PH. I wonder why they popped that. Maybe they're just threatening for kills as Kyrie is just waiting for farm onto the other side of the map. But Blacklist International, they do have the advantage of all of the minions just pressing against Onyx PH without the inhibitor turret.
At this point of the game, Onyx Philippines, they need to micromanage so many things, you know? 3 lanes basically constantly going to be pushing in with those super minions activated from those inhibitors, as now Lord spawns by TikTok Live. How are they going to contest for this? Blacklist, they are better in the prolonged fights, in the poke division as well. Onyx will need to pull out some crazy fights, maybe even some miracle plays to be able to make that happen.
Miracle plays. We'll see if Onyx PH is known for that, but Blacklist International, they're so composed.
Circling Eagle onto 1. They might get it off of this odd entry by Edward, but they're not going to let that happen, not so easily. Mountain Shocker, you always have to remember, Blast International has that one tool to know exactly where everyone is, so the wraparound, that isolated catch, not so easy.
Again, Onyx Philippines forcing these out, you know, like you said, This is what they do, and literally right now, 20 minutes in, they need to keep on forcing this because look at the build-ups in the waves. From the bottom side, Marky, oh my god.
Marky, Mount Shocker, everything is a threat here right now. The range game on Blacklist International is huge as they take the Lord in the blink of an eye. Onyx, no time to respond. Delarski gets the Immortality Bomb. Circling Eagle by Belosi, keeping Edward in check. Down goes the Esmeralda. Wise takes the kill. And right now, even Haven suffers a death. Down goes the Beatrix. The Filipino sniper gets one. Kyrie falls as well. It's only Marky left. The Lord and Blacklist marching into their base. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves game number 1. Marky goes. Blacklist takes it 1-0.
Again, the Lord fight. I think that this game will go for either Haji or Edward. Edward was able to just make sure that Onyx PH is in check and they know where they are. They don't even need to pop the Mountain Shock or to know where the members of Onyx PH are. It's just that Edward is keeping tabs of it, and Haji, this guy's smiling because I would say he carried this game. The way he uses his ultimate just to disrupt and maybe burst the squishy members of Onyx PH was just phenomenal.
It's the simple plays that come in from Blacklist International that really makes the difference here. You don't need flashy plays. All you need to do is stick to that textbook. They know their win conditions entirely. When the draft was set, they knew what we had to do. First 5 minutes, never gonna go our way. If we try to force the tempo, we're gonna lose. Sure, I'll just keep on farming. Wise, he was disrupted so many times in the jungle. Didn't let that get into his head. He stayed composed. He waited for the time. When he got those item power spikes, you can see the level that he brought onto these team fights. They were able to force every single one. And the name of the game for game 1 is forced errors. Blacklist, with that pressure, with the tempo shifting over, they were able to push it through on a PH.
It's the Blacklist rubber band scoring them the first victory in game number 1. Let's throw it over to our analysts, Gideon Q and LaFell. Break it down.
Thanks so much, Leo. Appreciate it as always. But back here at the analyst stand with the two smartest here once again. LaFell, we have to talk about this a little bit more because again, even though it is going to be an all Filipino finals, there still are mistakes being made here.
Yeah, but first we have to look at a few things. Number one is the draft. Coming from the side of Onyx Philippines, they are a little bit faster because they are more focused on the early game tempo. However, moving later stages of the game, once we have 4 items, then it's time for Blacklist International to really control the map. And then speaking of mistakes, Onyx Philippines, there were a lot of engages that was actually countered by the side of